Today we're going to be looking at the top 10 most annoying things and features in Grand Theft Auto Online that almost every single player absolutely hates. So I made a video like this at the end of 2016, at the end of 2017. Now as we're sort of approaching the end of 2018, I'm going to give you a refresher on some of the newer things that have been added that I think all players find annoying in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, as always, if you feel like you have any suggestions or things you want to add or take away from my list, be sure to let us know in the comments down below. Or if you're really passionate, you can reach out to me on Twitter, and I'm sure I'll see your reply over there. Anyways, at the number one spot today, and this is funny because it's basically just a clone of something we've talked about in the past, Paige Harris. So for those of you guys who don't know, ever since Rockstar added the terabyte into the game, this contact on your phone, Paige Harris, will call you and text you nonstop. She will call and text you if you don't own the terabyte. She will call and text you if you do own the terabyte. She will call and text you if you do the client jobs. She'll call and text you if you don't do the client jobs. You get my point. Paige Harris has basically become the new LJT, the new Martin Madrazo, the new Agent 14, the new Ron. She could not be more annoying with the frequency and the amount of her phone calls and texts. Now, it would be one thing if these texts and calls happened if you didn't buy the terabyte. Maybe Rockstar is just trying to prod you into buying it. But the fact that you can buy it, use it daily, and still get these calls, that's absolutely obnoxious. Now, the most ironic part of this whole thing is Lester, who we know is LJT, has an assistant. That assistant is Paige Harris. So maybe Paige Harris learned her annoying, bothersome ways from the man himself, Lester, and that's why she calls so often and so frequently and online. I think we can all say Paige Harris is one of the most annoying things to happen to online pretty recently. The number two spot today, we talked about this rather recently too, NPC drivers. So based off a lot of the comments you guys left on one of my last videos, I think I'm not in the minority anymore, and that Rockstar is probably secretly programming these NPCs to erratically drive and cause damage to us. Now, I think we see this more prevalently in business missions like import-export, gun running, CEO finance, and felony crates, where there is a specific focus on keeping our vehicles intact, keeping them clean, and that's when we would notice them the most. But even in just random free roam situations, I still think the NPC drivers are way too erratic. They go out of their way to sort of break traffic laws and almost sort of cause damage to your car, even if it means doing something that doesn't make sense. So I think NPC drivers, ever since really the import-export update, have been extremely bad. And this is one of those things that affects you no matter what you're doing, whether you're just driving to the clothing store or whether you're delivering $2 million worth of cargo up to Paleto Bay. It's something you're going to encounter every single time you log on. The number three spot today, Rockstar Servers. So this is different than the cloud simulator. This is different than the loading screen. Recently, Rockstar Servers have been completely broken, like to the fact where players have not been able to join races, heist missions, adversary modes, death matches. They can't join their friends. A lot of people are getting messages that look like this, like the Rockstar game services are unavailable. And this has been something that apparently has been going on for a long, long time. And I'm not sure what has been the cause of this. Is it Rockstar starting to focus on Red Dead Redemption 2? Is it something that happened within the last update? Is it neither one of those things? We don't know. All we do know is that it is causing serious problems on all platforms. PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Almost no one can do basic things anymore that requires a loading screen, like going to a heist mission, doing an adversary mode, stuff like that. So hopefully Rockstar fixes this soon, because that, of course, is kind of annoying. You expect the servers to just work by default, and when they don't, that's obviously very frustrating. At the number four spot today, Rockstar encouraging griefers. So every business that Rockstar has added into the game, they've always done something very strange. When someone else in the lobby is on a sourcing mission, on a sell mission, even with the Doomsday Heist, when they're doing something in a public session, Rockstar, for whatever reason, has to alert the entire lobby that you are doing something. And if you take that person out, you'll get money in RP. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a good proposition. You'd get lots of money, lots of experience, Well, it is such a little amount. It's like $2,000 or $5,000. And at the end of the day, you become a griefer by doing that. You're bothering someone else that does not want to be bothered, but Rockstar gets on their megaphone and says, hey, look over here. This guy is trying to sell cargo. We need to kill him instantly. So that is incredibly annoying. I mean, the odds are already stacked against you enough as it is. Rockstar then just sort of promote it to everyone in the entire lobby that you were doing that sort of thing. At the number 5 spot today, bounties. So bounties no longer make sense. It's no longer 2013. It's no longer 2014. Bounties do not benefit you, the person who puts the bounty on them, and they don't benefit other players. Now, the reason I hate bounties the most is because of the things they limit you from doing. Like, for example, you cannot go out of passive mode if you wanted to go into that, or you can't go in passive mode. That is kind of annoying. Also, you can't get rid of it on your own. Someone physically has to kill you. And because the bounties are so low and so minuscule, you'll find it very rare that someone will go out of their way to chase one of those bounties down, meaning you're stuck with it for 24 hours in game, which is 48 minutes in real life, or until someone finally decides to kill you. So bounties are obnoxious, they're a waste of money, and getting one is the worst because now you know, great, I can't go in passive mode, and it's going to follow me around from lobby to lobby. Like, it doesn't just stay in that session, it follows you around wherever you go, which is incredibly dumb in my opinion. I do not like that at all. The number 6 spot today, the vehicle impound. Getting your vehicles impounded sucks. And a lot of times it happens when you're not even thinking you're interacting with a police officer or something like that. Now, for all the things GTA basically doesn't do that's realistic, for whatever reason, the impound lot is pretty realistic. And it's annoying. You have to go there and get your car out. You know, if you want another car, it gets destroyed, which means you have to call Moore's Mutual. Now, there is sort of a workaround to this. You can call your office assistant, and for $1,000, you can get that vehicle out of the impound lot. But that, of course, is unfortunate. You have to make a phone call, you have to pay money, and it's just another step that prevents you from doing something. And if you call a vehicle in via the interaction menu, you get one from your garage, it'll be destroyed. It's just a huge bummer. I don't know why Rockstar decided it would be fun to teleport cars if you're near a police officer to this one area. Just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. The number 7 spot today, when someone doesn't give a fair heist cut. So the heist missions are the only thing in the game where Rockstar allows you to choose the payouts for not only yourself, but for other players. And it's interesting to see what players do when they have that sort of power. Now, for me, if you're with me from the start, like if you do all the setups and you do the finale with me, I'm going to make it very fair where you're going to get a big payout. I think as the host, I might take a little bit more because I did incur the setup cost, but you're still going to get paid quite nice. If I'm doing the finale and I need more players and you just hop in on the finale, don't expect to make as much money as me. You didn't do all the work with the setups. So finding someone who gets a fair heist payout is kind of tough nowadays, and it's frustrating when someone either wants too much or is giving out way too little for the amount of work that you've ultimately done. This is a pretty simple one at the number 8 spot, modders. Modders stink, especially when they are doing things that are malicious towards other players. Whether that means blowing up your car shows, destroying your cargo, spawning objects on you that prevent you from moving, spawning fire on you that just makes you explode over and over and over again. I always talk about that fine line between a good modder and a bad modder, and there are some good modders that will, do fun things in the session, maybe give you some vehicles that aren't out yet. But for the most part, they're not so fun to deal with, and they really hurt the session. We've seen this on PS4, Xbox, and of course PC, so no console is immune to glitches and mods and stuff like that. The number 9 spot today, I think this might be the most controversial one that I'm going to be talking about, the Orbital Cannon. I can't put together one sentence where I can come to the conclusion by saying, I am happy I was just hit with the orbital strike. Like, even if you're not doing anything and you get orbital striked, it's annoying. But when you're doing something like a car show or you're selling cargo, that is game ruining. So that's why I think it's pretty obnoxious. Like, even when it doesn't bother you that much, it's still annoying. Like, you die, you get spawned at a hospital, it breaks the flow of what you're doing. So yes, the Orbital Cannon is still very obnoxious, I would say, and most people probably dislike it a lot. And at the number 10 spot today, we started this list with phone calls. we're going to end with job invites. Now, I don't know if there's a way to like silence these. I feel like I've looked and I can never stop, the invite notifications from popping up on the left-hand side. Martin Madrazo, Gerald, Agent 14, Ron. Like the list almost goes to the top of the screen at some points, not to mention other players that can send invites as well. Again, maybe you can block that and I haven't figured it out. But at the end of the day, default, I know it sends messages like that. And it's obnoxious to see like above your minimap, it's just like alert, alert, alert messages. It just takes up like a third of the screen. And that's obnoxious, just like the phone calls and the text messages. But anyways, that right there is 10 things that I would say most Grand Theft Auto Online players absolutely hate that are just super annoying. Like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you have any other things that you would like to add to this list that are relatively new, like that in 2018 would annoy us? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.